Well, in the city, it's I think typically nuclear family, but in the village, like in the suburbs, still
There's still
a
a
lot
bunch
of
of
extended families.
What is the typical family composition in America?
Definitely, there are more and more single parent families, but I think the majority is still nuclear families.
How has family composition or structure changed in the world over the years?
Well, I guess across cultures there are more divorces that happens in families. So I guess the biggest difference is they would start as a nuclear family and then break off.
I think the economical situation also is getting harder and harder.
Yeah.
So I think now families tend to have less kids than it was in the past.
And I think more and more women are waiting to have kids. So that's also a factor.
I think it's also different in some countries and some cultures. There are some cultures, I think here in Indonesia still, yeah. There's a saying in Indonesian, it says banyak anak banyak rezeki. It means like more children you have, more what's rezeki? Like more prosperity
Yes,
you have. Because yeah, basically maybe those children will be able to help the parents in the future. Yeah, but maybe in another culture it's totally different. That maybe
different
yeah.
understanding.
What family structure is considered to be healthy family composition for the children?
Well, of course, the ideal one is one dad, one mom. That's the ideal one because the child should also learn the concept of like different gender and different role from different male and female figure, adult figure. But well, I guess not everybody can have ideal family.
There are also concepts that could be taught to children from a more supportive role and a more disciplinarian role, and that could also be the mom could be the disciplinarian person and the dad could be the more supportive role, or vice versa. And I think those concepts are both needed in an ideal family.
What is a parent's responsibility to their child? Like, what are they expected to do as parents?
Well, in my opinion, the most important thing is to teach their children the values of life, what's good and what's bad, and respect, teaching them respect, teaching them tolerance, teaching them, basically values that will be able to help the kid to survive in their society later. Yeah. So, yeah, those kind of education, I think it's the main part.
Those are very precious commodities that they will have after they leave the family or after they become independent. And so that needs to be instilled from a very young age.
How would raising a child in an area with diverse culture affect the child?
I think it will be a benefit of teaching the child about tolerance, about diversity, about how people are different and people have different way of thinking or principles, concepts, and yeah, I think that's a good factor actually.
Yeah, there's value in compassion and understanding then, if they know that these groups of people are different and these are also different, but we're all accepting of each other.
How has the personality or attitude of children changed over a generation?
I don't know, be sometimes inappropriate. Like, I think they're now more brave to speak up. Yeah, which can be
a good
a
thing or a
positive
bad
or a negative
thing.
thing. Yeah. Well, yeah, I think that's the most difference. But also maybe some children, they're too soon to think
Or get exposed to it.
get exposed to things that maybe they're not ready yet.
Because it's a digital age and they can access everything. That's a big difference too from back then and now. Yeah, that affects them.
So, for example, I think now children in maybe SD or class 1 even, they already know the concept of pacaran or having a boyfriend or girlfriend. So that's, I think it's the difference.
What do you think is the cause of conflicts or bad relationships between parents and their children?
Usually, it all probably stems down to communication. So maybe the dad and the mom comes from basically a kind of a different generation than the kid, and so if the perception of the kid doesn't match the dad's, there will be conflicts, or vice versa. The dad's perception of an issue doesn't match the kid's. Of course, there would be conflict. So it could always be resolved, I think, through communication, expressing what angle they're coming from, what perspective they're thinking of this issue through, and just communication.
I think also maybe because there are different needs between the parents and the children, especially if the children is teenager, which I think their needs is like more about needs of freedom and fun, but also the parents' needs are to feel secure, like to be informed, where are you going, with who, and sometimes this can create conflict.
They don't match.
Because it's different conflict and different needs. So that could be the source of conflict. But as Ibu Gabi said, that it can be, communicate and resolved if both parties understands each other's needs.
How would you recommend that parents handle rebellious children?
Well, I think rebellion also comes from a need that isn't met, right? So there's something that this, let's say, teenager wants that he's not or she's not getting, and so rebellion they think is one of the ways to get that or to achieve that. But I think
of course the parents needs to really listen also what their kids actually is trying to say. But also, don't forget that the parents still should have the power. So they should not, let the kids, drive them and then do whatever they want. And then, so it's really difficult. I mean, there's no formula.
Yeah, and I think in that case, the parents should be the one who gives structure to the kid, but still trying to understand what the kid's need is and maybe find a middle ground or a solution.
I think it's similar like the question in the beginning. Parents who understands the children's needs and listen to what they need, and also giving them enough space to express themselves or to speak up. But but don't forget that the parents are the ones who are taking the control still. So they need to be having like a clear structure and rules still. If they can have a balance between that, that's a good parent, I think.
A communicative parent too, because sometimes it's the parents who need something too from the kid, and so if they communicate that need, they can find a way to find a middle ground.